Let's see if this works. I started doing a video and then I was uploading something to Facebook for something else and it cut the video off. I was sat by my nice tree where I've been doing my other videos, but I'm probably going to have to start making a move. Time is chipping on. Yeah, I was thinking about dreams and goals and visions. I remember meeting this old lady once that was into astrology, and she's like, "Oh, you're a Capricorn. That's the goat. The goat is always going up the hill." Well, going down the hill now. And yeah, I was thinking maybe the difference or something that's worth considering. Like, in a way, I've always had like a dream or a goal or a vision that's kind of pulling me forward. Like, I've always been working towards something. And a lot of the things I really used to dream about, I have, at least in a way, managed to achieve, which is cool. Kind of to an extent I'm happy with, kind of not. I've always got there in the end. But it's always I've always been surprised because I'm so used to having like a dream or a goal and trying to achieve something. I'm always surprised when talking to people and they've really got no direction. Like, I'm a big fan of the teachings of Paul Chek. Sorry, it's a bit bushy around here. A big fan of the teachings of Paul Chek, and he says if you don't have a dream or a goal, your energy is just going everywhere. So, you know, life's just going to throw you just random shit, the way I see it. I mean, for me, some of the big goals that I've achieved, that I've had to work towards, one of them was really, really passionate about youth work, and I really wanted to be a youth worker, and I'd probably done 2 or 3 years of voluntary work, like not really getting anywhere, just showing up, just being passionate, being enthusiastic. How's the sun? I'm going to have to come over here, otherwise not that you want to see my face. But yeah, I remember working towards that, like volunteering at this youth club every single evening, like probably sort of in my early 20s, giving up all my evenings, working there, being really passionate about it. And actually, when a job came up, I didn't get it. There were 2 jobs, 2 other people got it, but I stayed volunteering at that place. And that was such a huge knockdown, but I stayed, and eventually I landed like an absolute dream job. I really mean a dream job, which I did for about 2.5 years until the landscape in England changed and the Conservatives got in, and there wasn't any money for, you know, useful projects like that. Another thing I wanted to do was travel and go to South America. Managed to do that twice. I wanted to catch the biggest one. I wanted to catch a fish over 100 pounds, which is a big fish. I managed to catch 3 of those before I was 30, and all of these things, it was like something I never really thought I would achieve. Now, what I must admit is that in every case, achieving the goal left me kind of a little bit empty. It's more about the process. And Paul Chek says, you know, a lot of illness it's kind of like a manifestation of people's frustrated dreams and goals, because they're not working towards them and they begin to resent the life around them. And I really agree with that. Like, talking about me being, got some nice little area to explore up here. Look at that old chalk or sand pit, if you can see that. No one really comes here, although it's close to a public space. Yeah, I'm always kind of, you know, people will, especially when you're talking about different countries or things, people say, I'd love to travel the world one day, or I'd love to go to, you know, India and do this and that. And you're like, okay, when are you going to do that? You know, I don't know, I'd just love to do it. And people spend a lot of time thinking about it, but not moving towards it. And the thing is, it's not going to happen. Paul Chek talks about dreams being the attractive force which pulls you through life's challenges. And trust me, when you've got a dream or a goal that you're really working towards, in a way you don't get sick. Well, I don't know, that's a big claim. Forget that. But you keep moving forwards, you know. You've got something to get up for in the morning. It's like the excuses that people make, like, well, I don't have enough money, or I can't afford enough. I mean, when I was saving to do some of the things, you know, I was in my 20s and I decided to live at home because I hated the feeling that I would have if I got old and didn't achieve those dreams. And that was a lot of the sacrifices that I had to make. Like, the dream of doing that thing was more important. Like this money objection, for me at the time was like, okay, if I haven't got enough money, how am I going to earn enough money so I can do the thing that I want to do? And then you start working on that, you know. And I think that's what I'd encourage people to think about. Like, if you've got a dream or a goal or something you're enthusiastic about that you've been putting off, how are you going to start moving towards that goal? You know, like, what? Right, there's a big obstacle in place. Well, how can you get round that? How can you move around it? And what's that going to require? What sacrifices are you going to have to make? And some of those sacrifices, like people, especially when I went travelling, it was only for a few weeks. Like, some people go away for a year. I've never managed to do that. Don't even know if I want to do that. But like, what sacrifices are you going to have to make? If you're not willing to make them, it's not a big enough dream, goal, or objective. You know, I think. You know, people say, oh, you know, almost a jealousy. Oh, well, I can't do this because of X, Y, Z. It's like, well, I had the same factors as you, but I wanted it enough to move my life around a bit, you know, because I just hated, you know, whenever I have a dream or a goal, it bugs me. And I think with my business thing, you know, it's very easy to let the waves of life let you put your goals and dreams down. And at the minute, my dreams and goals are actually a little bit more sensible, a little bit more sustainable, you know. I just want to be self-reliant and happy and have some savings and a nice lifestyle. And I think I've got to that point, like I did with youth work, where, you know, I've tried a few things, it's worked a bit, hasn't worked a little bit, but it's bugging me now. It's really bugging me. It's at that point where, to be honest, like, it's very easy to get knocked down by little obstacles, but I'm going to just brush that off and just keep going forward now, you know. I probably laid, especially with the whole twin flame thing, I laid that side of things down. It's always in my mind, but I laid it down for about a year. And again, another garbled message, but I'm just getting used to talking on camera. I like it. Really be interested in finding out what goals people have, you know. One of my goals fairly recently, it's weird, this process of having a vision and then the process you go through and then bringing it into manifestation. So it won't mean much to a lot of people, but I wanted to catch, it's a fish in England called a perch, stripy with spikes, it's beautiful. I wanted to catch a £3 perch, which can be very difficult. That probably took me 3 years to get my first one. And now I've had loads, like, it's not even a big, like, I probably wouldn't even weigh one, you know. But it was that process of, I'll try this, it doesn't work, I'll go this place, talk to this person. And in the end, I wasn't even, it was just like I was on automatic, just boom, 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 like, just obsessed with this thing. And yeah, I don't know if I'm at that stage in my business yet, but I think I'm getting to that niggle point. So yeah, it'd be really interesting to find out what everyone else wants to achieve.